Hi there, wig lover. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm bringing you a re-review of one of my favorite bobs. This is Jamison by Estetica in the same color I reviewed it last time, but this is a different wig. This is RH1488RT8, which coincidentally is the closest you're going to find in the Estetica line to the John Renault 12 FS8. So just so you know there. This is also similar to the Raquel Welch SS14/88 because it's the same color combination, it's just a different manufacturer. So there you go. I love this wig. As I mentioned in the original review for this wig, this is the first wig I ever bought to wear full-time to work when I worked in an office. And I was super scared. I bought it in a color they don't make anymore, which makes me cry. And if you're from Estetica and you're watching this, please bring this back in the RT330RT4. That is like my favorite rooted auburn color. And the first time I bought Jamison, I bought it in this color. And then when I went to buy a replacement for it, I was like, no, because you know, it was all gone forever, and it made me very sad. I basically scoured the web looking for it. This is way before I owned a store, and you know, it's here been discontinued for quite a long time in that color, but if you're watching this, you have a fan, and I will buy a bunch of them. I will buy a bunch of them not only for my store, but I will buy a bunch of them for myself personally if you bring back that color even in just a limited run, because trust me, I have a lot of people who their inner diva is a redhead and they would love that color. You know, I promote the orchid wig in that color very heavily, and you know, people love it. It's a beautiful auburn, so please bring it back for the Jamison. Okay, thanks. So anyway, I'm not going to do a full review of Jamison because I've already reviewed it before, and if you're curious about the interior of the cap construction or any of the specs, please check out my website. It's www.CysterWigs, CysterWigs.com. We spelled that way because I cater to women who have polycystic ovary syndrome. So, you know, if you go there and you view the product listing for Jamison, spelled like that, you will be able to see the full review there, as well as all of the things I've written about it, because I tell the full story in the original video of how this one wore at work. People loved my hair when I wore this to work because it's just such a classic cut, and it's one that people can pull off very easily. Now, Jamison does have a monofilament left-hand side part in addition to a lace front, and some of the Jamisons, the lace front is really loosey-goosey, and I made a video on how to tighten those if necessary. It's totally worth it still because it's an easy fix. So you can check that out by viewing my blog on my web store, as I just mentioned. And then additionally, you know, I do this little trick because there's like a seam here, as there is in most wigs. And I've mentioned this in other videos where I just kind of pull a strand from one of the opposite side from the part and just kind of pull it over so that way it kind of covers up that seam so it looks really natural. I do that for almost all of my wigs that have a lace front with a monofilament feature of some kind. So I'm going to go ahead and turn around for you so you can see just how beautiful Jamison is on in high definition, since the first video review was with kind of a crappy webcam. This is just a very beautiful, layered, professional looking bob, and I love the very subtle layering here at the bottom of this wig. This one's very professional looking, hence why I picked it to work in my office, because I was an IT help desk manager at an advertising company. So yeah. Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you guys this. I just recently watched the finale of Mad Men. I mean, I know it's been several months past now, but I don't have cable, so I watched it on Amazon Prime. And when they got bought out by McCann World Group, I was like, oh, because you know, I used to work for McCann World Group, so I'm like, I was so excited about that. I was just really really excited because it was like they were living my experience when I worked there. Never again. And that's why, you know, my advertising campaigns are very no frills. They're very, you know, homespun, kind of intentionally. You know, I could pay people to do the whiz bangs, and in fact, I have the Adobe Creative Suite. I could in fact do whiz bangs and make things look really, really slick and fancy. Same thing with these video reviews. I could actually make them look very slick and fancy if I wanted to. You know, I have the resources at this point that I very well could, but I just don't want to. I don't want to have video reviews that look like the ones that Vogue Wigs and Wigs.com and Wilshire Wigs make, because, you know, the lighting kind of bleaches all the colors, makes them look kind of one note, and you know, they're very reserved in what they say about the wigs. Now, Wilshire Wigs says, you know, a lot more than, you know, the others. It seems like, you know, Vogue Wigs and Wigs.com basically just use the same script over and over again for every single review. But I don't want that. I don't want it to be slick whiz-bangy, because I worked for a company that specialized in whiz-bangy, and it's just so impersonal and artificial, and there's nothing impersonal about wigs. You know, even party wigs, even costume wigs, you know, but especially these medical hair replacements, these ones that are supposed to look like your real hair, the ones that you wear day in and day out, you know, because you have to. Like, though, you can't get more personal than that, you know? So that's why sometimes I'll revisit wigs, and if a wig has special meaning to me, like this one does, I tell you about it, because you know, I don't mind coming across as a human being as opposed to, you know, I'm not a model, okay? So I couldn't even come across as a model even if I wanted to. Like, I can't even fake that. I don't look like a model. I don't talk in a polished fashion like a model does. You know, heck, I even have like some slight nerve damage on this side of my face, so I always kind of like talk out of this side of my face. You know, if you like, you can really notice it when I wear red lipstick sometimes, but I don't care. I'm still gonna wear red lipstick because that's fabulous, and I don't care if it makes that more obvious, you know. And I just made it super obvious because I mentioned it to you. But you know, I feel like this is an endeavor of the heart, you know, and this wig has a big place in my heart because it's so easy to wear, and it served me very, very well. Bring back my color. And so aside from that, this is the lovely Jamison with multiple tangents attached in the color RH1488RT8. So it's a beautiful mixed golden blonde that has a medium brown root. I'm really tired, so I'm gonna go to bed now, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope to make many more like it in the future to come. Until next time, have a great night. Bye-bye.